had 11,175 and it went up 86 units over the past week. So both of them going up. That's pretty cool. And the ROI estimates, I was using yesterday's mobile token price of 0041. What am I saying? 00145. So that was the price I was using. Of course, unboosted rewards again. I'm not going to use boosted rewards in this. So average indoor Wi-Fi is about 100. My God, I'm butchering everything today. Is about 592 mobile tokens per day. That is Swift, Myrtle, Eel. That's about like 85 cents a day. So estimated ROI on that is about 292 days on a $249 unit. It lost 22 mobile tokens over the past week. The outdoor Wi-Fi is doing about 1,250 mobiles per day. That's a strong sand Fox. Boosted multiplier, just normal 1x to keep it fair. That's about $1.81 per day. So the estimated ROI is about 276 days on a $500 unit. It also lost 447 mobile tokens over the past week. Indoor CBRS, we're getting into bad numbers now. So indoor CBRS is doing about 370 mobile tokens per day. That's a feisty slate opsum, or however you pronounce that. I always butcher it. Boosted multiplier at 1x to keep it all fair for everyone. So it's doing about 53 cents a day. So the estimated ROI is about 2,441 days. Pretty long time. But just to like give real numbers, we all know the SaaS fees are coming, and indoor CBRS would be hit with the $5 a month fee. So that knocks off 16 cents a day, dropping us down to 37 cents a day. So estimated ROI jumps up like to 3,345 days. And that broken down is about like 9.16 years. So long ass time, probably never works right now. And the indoor CBRS lost also 14 mobile tokens over the past week. So there's that. Now for the 430s, just to keep it fair, I got a high earning one and a low earning one just to, give two different values. So the CBRS, a high earning one or above average, is doing about 1,317 mobile tokens per day. This is Quiet Red Ladybug on the serial number 0066. If anyone wants to check, it's got a boosted multiplier of 92, like 0.92. But if we adjust it to be a 1x, so it's fair, it's about 1,422 mobile tokens per day. That's about $2.06. Estimated ROI is about 649 days on the bundle price of $1,338. But just not to hide anything, those SaaS fees for the outdoor CBRS is $15 a month. So that knocks off like 50 cents a day. So it would drop down to $1.56 per day. So the estimated ROI is about 857 days. This also lost around 50 tokens over the past week. And now for the low earning CBRS, because that was like a decent one. So low earning like CBRS, like a 430 is doing about 251 mobile tokens per day. This is my favorite example, Royal Blue Gorilla. Its boosted multiplier is pretty shit, 0.49. But if we adjust it so it's fair, to a 1x, it should be about 379 mobile tokens per day. It's 55 cents per day. Estimated ROI is about 2,432 days. Long time on a 13,338. What the hell am I saying? $1,338 bundle. So the SaaS fee also, again, $15 a month minus 50 cents. That would leave a low earning CBRS at 5 cents per day. So the estimated ROI, obviously, on 5 cents per day is ridiculous. It's 26,000 days. It's basically 73 years. So if you have some shitty installed CBRS, like 430s, you're probably going to be absolutely obliterated, because 73 years is whatever. It's too long. It also lost 10 mobile tokens over the past week, just to keep it fair and equal. So WeatherXM, moving on to some other projects. WeatherXM, I was using yesterday's token price of 0.82 cents. So these units on average are about 3.2 tokens per day. Unit price is $400. So they make about $2.62 per day. So estimated ROI is about 152 days. And just to give you some network stats about WeatherXM, June 12th, there was 3,570 Wi-Fi units on the network that are active and 1,327 helium units that are active. So it's a total of 5,338 units on the network. So it went up 52 Wi-Fis over the past week, 41 heliums. So they're kind of like the same rate, I guess they're getting deployed at. GeoNet. So GeoNet, they have 5,666 units on the network in the stable state. So I'm using the stable state specifically. So it's a gain of about 223 units over the past week. So to keep it fair and like not inflate the numbers here, we're gonna say like a max GeoNet could earn 48 units, 48 tokens per day. So we just knocked it down to 44, because everyone's not going to have a perfect install. So if you're earning 44 tokens per day on a $695 unit, the price is about 20 cents per token now. So it's about $8.80 per day. So the estimated ROI is about 79 days, which seems to be the fastest in right now. But to be transparent with you guys, there's a halvening coming on June 30th. So that will cut the maximum rewards down to 24 per day. So if we just pretend like you're getting 21 tokens, a little bit lower than maximum, it'd be about $4.20 per day. So the estimated ROI is about 165 days, with some conservative numbers. So yeah, that was just the current state of ROIs. Like I said, I forgot the demos. I was trying to do it yesterday, but next week. Let me take a little sip of water because that was a lot of blah, blah, blah for me. Okay, so my God. Okay, let me just go over. I'm briefly skimming over because they said there's like 5 hips going to vote today. I'm just going to mention the names of them. I'm definitely not reading all this shit again because we've heard it a million times. They're just HIP 114 that should be going to vote for incentive funds, for referrals. And basically, just to keep it super short, it's basically like if your hotspot might be able to generate a referral code in the future. And if people start using your referral code, the hotspot that generated that code might be able to get like $10 in bonus mobile tokens. And let's pretend $20 in mobile tokens distributed over 5 months. This is an example in that HIP. I don't want to actually reread this because we hear it every single week. I will paste it in chat though, just so everyone could look at it through there. So that is like 114. There is HIP 118, which is going for vote today, I'm pretty sure too. So this is just verification mapping for the mobile network. And pretty much what this is going to do, keep it in like a sentence. We're going to start using CDR records, which is called data records, to estimate locations of where equipment is. So we use Skyhook already. But Skyhook is not the most reliable thing, so they're moving over to a more reliable way to identify where hotspots are. And I know that's not the whole HIP, but honestly, if you want to read the whole HIP, I put it in chat. So that's 118. I'm briefly skimming these just not to waste everyone's time. So there's also HIP 119, which is anti-gaming for the mobile network. This is just basically going to set like limits how far your hotspot can be detected. Like when you assert your location, there's going to be like limits. Like you could only be like, let's say 600 feet away from where it's actually asserted, and then you'll start losing rewards. So like if you just assert your equipment in proper places, you're not going to be affected by this HIP. So everyone who's being detected way too far away from their asserted location are going to get hit with some penalties. So that's pretty much 119. Of course, like I said, I'm just doing a skimmed version today. I know most of you guys are always here and hear this every week. There was also in 119, just to mention, there was going to be a change to boosted hexes. So if you're being reported over 50 meters, which is 164 feet, you won't be able to get boosted rewards. You'd still earn your regular POC and data transfer those. So just a little tidbit of 119. 122. This one, I think it's maybe going for vote tomorrow or something. They were having a discussion about it in Discord. This is to amend service provider hex boosted. This one I just actually want to read a little bit for you guys. So this HIP's written by Fizzy, member of the community. So this HIP is just going to do 3 things, which I think is very important for anyone thinking about deploying in boosted hexes if this HIP passes. And it's going to do these things. So it's going to just create a dedicated service provider bucket for hex boosting. And it's going to take 10% out of the current total POC bucket, and it would be dedicated towards that hex boosting bucket for the service providers. And any unused like mobile in there is just going to be put back into the regular POC bucket. It's also going to reduce the minimum boost time. Instead of 6 months, it's going to be lowered to 3 months. And it's going to limit the future of hex boosting to 10x instead of like right now it's uncapped, right? They can boost whatever they want. So yeah, this is probably going to be a controversial HIP. But if it does pass, most people who are in boosted locations are probably going to see a reduction in rewards. And everybody who is not in boosted locations should see their rewards go up. So if you think boosted hexes are getting too much rewards, you want to vote yes, I guess. If you're in a boosted hex, you probably don't want this to pass. So you'd vote no. So I'm not going to be the one to tell you guys how to vote, but do whatever you want. So that's basically HIP 122, amend service provider hex boosted, a really briefed up summary. And then we have another one, the last one, is HIP 125. This is temporary anti-gaming measures for boosted hexes. And this is just going to give, actually, let me just paste it in chat, just because these are probably all going for vote, so we'll have plenty of time to reread this. This will give service providers the ability to like stop hotspots and boosted hexes that are considered gaming from earning those boosted rewards. So it just, there's a lot of people who are apparently, we think they're all gaming the boosted hexes, and Nova apparently can tell which ones are not actually there and stuff like that. So if you're suspected of being like a cheater, they're just going to disable like your boosted rewards, so you're not going to get them. There's obviously more to this HIP too, but like I encourage anyone to just read the full HIP. But yeah, this is probably going for vote 2. So, and look, if you guys don't like when I do a summary like this, just let me know, because I've literally never done one like this before. I don't feel like repeating this every single week for you guys because you hear it every week. Okay, now I got some cool stuff to talk about. So the new Helium planner got updated. So for those who don't know, the Helium planner, like planner.hellohelium.com, when you ran simulations before, it did not take into account HIP 103 and HIP 113. So it would give you all screwed up rewards, which weren't accurate at all. So they updated it yesterday, and now it will take those things into account. One thing that it still does not take into account, though, is if you have like 3 indoor hotspots in the same hex and stuff like that. So if you look into HIP 105, it does not take into account like all those, how many hotspots are stacked on top of each other. So other than that, it's really good. Now we can get some way better accurate measurements and, you know, more sane projected rewards. Okay, so I wanted to talk about, let's see, we have a HIP from Max, and like there's so many other authors, honestly, I don't remember everyone's name, but there's basically a HIP to revamp how the mobile staking works in the mobile network. And I will paste the link to this. This doesn't have a channel yet, but apparently it's going to get a channel very soon. So well, let me just take a sip of water. Okay, so everyone knows right now you could stake your mobile tokens, and you could have voting power in the mobile network. and that's all you get. For those who don't know, you could stake HNT and you could delegate the HNT into like IoT or mobile, and you could receive those tokens as rewards on top of your voting power, which is pretty cool. But right now in the mobile side, you just get voting power. You don't earn any single token or anything like that. So this would change how the voting mechanism for VE Mobile works by creating a new incentive for network participants to lock up their tokens. So if this HIP were to pass, when implemented, very important part, all mobile tokens that are currently locked up. So if you have mobile tokens locked up for 4 years, then you can't unlock them. Those would all become unlocked tokens. Like you'd be able to get them back without any cooldown for the first 7 days. And if you decide to just leave them locked up anyways, you're going to lose like the land rush and all those multipliers. If any of you have land rush bonuses on your mobiles, all that stuff would be gone. Everyone just going to start fresh at a 1x multiplier. But everyone would also be able to unlock their tokens and technically sell their tokens if they wanted. Something else that would be different is they're going to allocate 4% of the total mobile emissions to VE mobile stakers. So what this means is if you stake your mobile tokens using this new HIP, if it would pass, that means on top of voting power, you would also get some mobile tokens. So that's good because we don't get shit right now other than voting power. They would also change the minimum stake duration. So, I mean, it's going to be 1 day, the minimum stake duration, and you're going to get a 1x vote multiplier. But for every day that you keep your tokens locked up, it's going to add 0.0025x to your multiplier. So basically, this is encouraging people to keep your tokens locked up for longer. So the longer you keep them locked up, the more multiplier you will get. And everyone has the ability to unlock their stake tokens at any single time. So if you decide to unlock your tokens, it's going to trigger a 14-day cooldown though. And your tokens will be released back to you after the end of the 14 days, but you're going to lose your voting power and emissions for the first, for these 14 days. And your multiplier that was increasing like by 0.0025x, that will be reset back to 0 at the end of the 14 days. So if you decide to unlock your funds, you're losing all that boosted multiplier that you've earned. So that's going to just get rid of like land rush and all that stuff. If this passes, I think it's going to be a little controversial HIP but anyways, it doesn't have a HIP number yet, let alone a channel, but I think it's going to have a channel soon. So, and just actually to give you guys context, how many people are on this HIP, there's so many. There is, to be fair, if you're listening to this call and you don't want to be on the HIP, I guess we got to pull your name, but there's like Max Gold, there's Nick Hawks, you might know him as Gristle King, there's Keith, there's Hans, there's me, there's Jess, there's JM, and there's Heated Lime, also known as Andy. So there is quite a few names on this HIP. I don't know if everyone still wants to be on that HIP, but I'm on this HIP. I'm going to be biased. Let's be honest here. I think it's kind of good. So, but anyways, once the channel's open, we could all discuss and shit on each other and voice our opinions. So we'll just see what happens. Let's move on to something else. There's something actually, I'm just going to mention this now. This was not on my list of things to talk about, just happened last minute, but we are running a WeatherXM contest. So you could win like a unit. And I'm just going to put the link in chat for you guys. Like I said, this was not a topic that I listed. So only you guys in here so far know about this. So it's like some sweet legit link that I've pasted in chat. So if you guys want to sign up for this, it looks like you could win a WeatherXM and 300 WeatherXM tokens. And I'm just scrolling through it right now. It's one of those things where, you like follow the company on X and you like refer a friend, blah, blah, blah. We all know how this stuff works, just basic contest stuff. So if you guys want to try and win a WeatherXM, a Helium WeatherXM, feel free to enter the contest that I've pasted in chat. It ends in about 8 days and 10 hours. So yeah, there's that. That was a little surprise for you guys, I guess, randomly. Let's see. So they also changed how CBRS data is rewardable now. So the data from people who have the beta CBRS eSIM was not counted as rewardable data before, but they've turned it on. So now it is. And they're also asking for people who have the beta sim to also think about turning on continuous connectivity for your radios in your dashboards. So this will help them understand like how much actual usage there is on the CBRS side of the network. So yeah, whatever. CBRS data now rewardable again. That's pretty good. So that's some news to share. We have also an upcoming call with Mario. If you don't know Mario, he's the GM of network at Nova Labs. So pretty important dude. Just going to paste this in chat. So basically why I'm bringing this up is in 2 weeks, we're going to be having a call with him on here. And like I said, he's the GM of network at Nova Labs. So he's pretty important guy. If you have some questions about the network, I put a little form in chat. So if you have any questions, look, you can just put any questions you want, even if they're dumb. We got some pretty stupid questions before. I can't guarantee they'll all be asked, but we're going to try and ask, the best questions that we get. So that's why we're trying to farm some questions in advance so we could hit him with a bunch of them. So if you guys ever had questions and he was too busy to answer them, or I don't know, just throw us all your questions and we'll just throw them at him. So yeah, that's probably going to be next week, I think. So yeah. Let's see what else we got here. What else we got? Okay, the crypto phone plans. Yeah. So it's a very weird. I never thought I'd be talking about this shit on here before, but the Iggy Azalea launched her mother token. I'm sure we're all well aware of what the hell's going on the networks. She has a cell phone company called Unreal Mobile. And why I'm bringing this up, I know it has nothing to do with helium, but I still think this is kind of important for Deep Inside. It now accepts, like, you could pay for this phone plan with her own mother tokens, which is just a Solana like meme token. I want to call it right now, meme token. So yeah, you could pay for this phone plan with crypto tokens now, which is pretty cool. And just to give you guys an idea of what the hell the plans even look like, she has a $15 a month plan. It gives you 5 gigs of data, 1 gig of hotspot data. Obviously, it throttles after you pass that limit. There is a pretty high like activation fee, I think it's called. Not sure what exactly this fee is, but it's like $45 up front. And just, another plan they have, I'm just reading off two of them. Just like a $25 plan with 20 gigs of data and 5 gigs of hotspot data. So yeah, that one also for some reason has this weird like $75 upfront fee. I assume this is called an activation fee in the US. I'm not exactly sure. But I went through the checkout process to see. It's pretty cool. Not that I need this phone plan or anything, but I think it's still important that, we have a couple cell phone providers now in the world that, in the United States that accept crypto now, which is pretty sweet. So I also went through the checkout, like I said, because I wanted to know how they were accepting the payments. So they use this company called spherepay.co. I posted a link in chat. I don't know why anyone would really want to know, but I did a little investigation and I wanted to see how it works. So, okay, let's see what else we got here. Okay, this one might be a little lengthy topic, but I did mention in the call there was like the first DeepIn meme coin, and some people said they were going to come up on stage and talk about this. So I'm just going to let you guys raise your hands or something so you guys can come up on stage, and we'll try and keep this a civil where you guys don't kill each other on stage. So Newfic, I know you're in there. There was someone else who wanted to talk about it from another project, because I think they got a little confused how I mentioned my announcement. Okay, I have 2 people want to come up. Let's see. Okay, look, I'm assuming the 2 people that are coming up are from both different projects. I'm not sure, but I'll just wait for them to come up. So, Christian, which project are you from?
Yeah, Toke.
Okay, you're from Coke. Okay, yeah. So let me just explain what the hell happened because when I made my post on X, I listed the first DPIN meme coin, and I definitely saw. I joined your Discord server. I saw all the comments about Toke being the first one. So why don't you just like explain to everyone what Toke is? Because I did a little research, and honestly, I got an answer from I think Rich, and he says it's like not really a DPIN, true DPIN one with hardware. So I'm a little confused, but whatever. You guys could explain it better.
Yeah, sure. So Toke is depends, very own meme coin. When we say meme coin, we're talking more about, the assets or the tokens that you see across the wider crypto space that are meme coins. They're a fun community token, but we also have, a lot of I guess you could say relationship to the deep in space. It was, created by some people that are heavily, heavily involved in the deep in space as a way to bring the deep in community together on 6/22 of last year, 2023. It is also a liquidity token. 100% of the supply has been airdropped. We have a community run DAO of different members throughout the deep in space that are active either on the marketing or influential side of things to the infrastructure side. We have 22 plus active liquidity token or liquidity pools, all connecting within and throughout the DPIN space. The token is essentially designed to act as a vehicle to leverage earnings from your DPIN activities by plugging them into the token ecosystem and earning APYs, ranging from 5% to 140 plus percent, allowing long-term holders of these DPIN projects that are earning through physical infrastructure a place to put those tokens to work rather than necessarily sitting idle in a wallet, which is what happens in a lot of cases. And it allows you to tap into the wider space, ranging from other meme tokens just strictly on the Solana chain to tokens such as Helium. We have a liquidity pool for just about every single large or major DePIN token in the space, and 12,000 plus holders that are, majority of them are from the DePIN space.
Okay, sounds cool. So hopefully everyone understood that. But just to be clear, like there's no hardware associated. Like you can't buy a piece of hardware. That's what I'm kind of trying to ask. Okay, so
Correct.
there's no
Yes. So there
hardware.
is no physical hardware that you would necessarily plug in the wall. Where we fit in is in the DePIN ecosystem is more of plugging earnings through those physical infrastructures into the toke ecosystem and leveraging those earnings.
Okay, sounds good. New fake. I know. Okay, you were actually the project that I wanted to talk about, but then I saw the toke raid on our X, so I wanted to hear both sides. So you could pitch yours and see. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, thanks for having me, guys. JD basically, I introduced the project to JD, saying that it was the first deep in meme coin, and he just pretty much copy and pasted it. I guess it's just a matter of definitions. Like, so we're launching Entropy. So that's at Twitter. That's at just Entropy lol on Twitter. And yeah, so we call ourselves the first deep in meme coin because we're actually a deep in. Like, so we're going to be actually be having hardware that people can buy. At the beginning, it'll be do it yourself for $20, and we already have over 50 miners signed up for early access. Our goal is to get to about 100 before we launch, and then see how the project scales from there. If it gets popular and there's demand, we're then at that point we're probably going to be getting hardware out there, and partnering up with the manufacturer. But yeah, as I said, it's a meme coin, so there's no real utility. We call it a pure deepin, just getting the hardware out there, bootstrapping the network, and favorable tokenomics for holders. So
Can you tell people what it does though? Like I know it
mhm.
actually does do something.
Yeah, it mines entropy quite literally. So um,
Can
that's pretty. That's
can we go into a little more
literally.
details? Like you buy a little piece of hardware, it generates random numbers from what I understand, and then it sends off the random numbers to be judged on its entropy, right?
Yeah, so it generates 64 bits of entropy, and then that's measured, and based off of that, you'll get rewards.
Yeah. So and it's like I know you had some like meme coin selling points, like it's a fully centralized oracle to play
Yeah,
on, you know, like
Yeah, like any good deepin project, we're fully centralized, and we don't have a product market fit, so it's the it's the perfect product market fit. It's just we just get the miners out there and we mine entropy, and we
And you have
you
no
can
customers who want to use the data, right? That's the real deep hint in right there, right?
exactly. so so we're just mining entropy and bootstrapping network and seeing if people like it. So far it's gotten a pretty good response. I mean, we've talked to maybe like over 100 people, and we've gotten over 50 signups. So I'm hoping from this call, I actually hope that the Toke community, because I've always been a fan of the Toke community. If you look through my post history, I've always reposted and my Selenium test bed and all that. So I hope everyone from Toke comes and joins the project and see if we can get like an actual physical deepin out there that's totally a meme. I think that's a really interesting experiment, and people were actually clamoring for it, like for months now. Whenever memes went crazy in the deepin community, but yeah, mycelium. I mean, Toke was first, but I think that maybe there is space for a deepin that's just a meme, and just to have fun with it. So far, so good. And if it continues going, we'll pour more resources into it and get it as big as we possibly can. But so far, so good. So I hope everyone on this call. I posted a link down in the comments, a Discord link. So just say you came from Moken, and we'll put you on the early access list, and when the hardware's out, you'll be the first to know, and we start mining this thing.
Yeah, and just to be fair to the Toke guys too, if you want to like put your link in their chat, feel free. Like, I don't want to take
Yeah,
sides here because I feel like you
no,
guys could coexist
no.
together.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, I really appreciate it, and I think it's our main goal is to connect the DePIN ecosystem as well as the DeFi ecosystem, and have a place that people can come and have fun at the same time as building something really cool. And we're always open to. We have a lot of exciting partnerships coming forward in the future, as well as potential listings on different platforms, and we're excited to grow the Toke family and work with different projects. So I know that this isn't where the discussion stops. We'll continue it after this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Toke was one of the first projects I mentioned to our team when we were talking about different projects we could partner with. So you guys have always been on my radar, and you guys are the first deep in meme coin. We're just the first real deep in meme coin. So
Yeah, you mean, yeah, I'm not going to get into yeah, I don't want to just make
it's
an
just
argument
different
here, but
definitions, different gradations. So we
yeah,
can
and
coexist. And
just for anyone, like there were some people who wanted to come up on stage, and I was like purposely ignoring everyone. So if you want to come up on stage, just feel free, raise your hand or whatever, or ask. I just didn't want anyone to interrupt them while they were like talking about their projects. I saw a couple of you guys, so like get up here while you still can, while they're here. So because they took time out of their day to come here, so don't embarrass them.